Hi, Phil Swartz here, and we're on board the Viking Jupiter in South America. We're going to have a great trip. We're just starting off. We flew into Santiago, Chile, which, if you don't know where Chile is, it's on the western side of South America, way south, okay? So we'll start there, and the port town for Santiago is Valparaiso. So we started in Valparaiso, spent our first day in and about that area. So we got up in the morning, had a great day, went out the very first thing to a winery. This is the wine region of Chile, and this is sandwiched between the Pacific Ocean and the Andes Mountain and makes a perfect climate for wine. So we went to a winery and first walked through the vineyards and had a great time with our guide there. She explained all about how they raised the vines and treated the grapes and so on. And I was surprised to learn that they plant flowers at the end of the rows of each of the vineyard rows, and that helps attract the bugs away from the vines, and so the things go to the flowers instead of the vines. So it's a great learning experience. Then we went inside and saw the great big vats where they ferment the wine and so on in there. And then proceeded on into the keg rooms. We saw the bottling line where they do 2,500 bottles per hour. Okay, so pretty good production of wine there for a little family-run operation. And then we went into the keg room for some great wine tasting. So we tasted white, and we tasted red, and then we tasted another red, and then we debated whether we should go back and try them all over again, but we decided not to. Okay, so we had a great time there. Then the next place we stopped at was a ranch. Went out into the countryside, see how they live out in the countryside here in Chile. And so it was a horse ranch, and they had horses and donkeys and llamas and all kinds of wonderful animals there. I know the one donkey particularly liked Carol. He kept nuzzling her neck on that one. So we saw how they did dancing there, the local dances and so on, and their costumes and what they were made of. And then saw a great horsemanship demonstration in the rodeo stadium there. So it was a great morning there, and then of course we were hungry by then, and then they served us lunch there at the ranch. Great salad, roast beef with all the fixings and everything, so it was a great morning. We then got up and went to our next stop, which was going to be the museum. But on the way to the museum, we passed by a Catholic cathedral that has shrines there that they do pilgrimages to. So there's pilgrimages from both Valparaiso and Santiago in December of each year. Hundreds of thousands of people make that walk, say from Santiago to the shrine, and that's like a 5-day walk to get there. Close down the highways completely. There's so many people walking on the highways. So they close them down and do that every December for a pilgrimage there. So we arrive at the museum, and this is a museum created by one man. So it's in a house, but it's all about Easter Island. And it has all the history and so on of Easter Island. Now, if you're not familiar with Easter Island and Sad Island, that has these great big stone statues, primitive statues on it from thousands of years ago. And they really don't know exactly how they all got there and how they carved them and how they set them up and everything, but they have some good theories on it anyway. So the museum's all about that. And there at the museum is one of 2 statues that have left, were taken from Easter Island. The other statue is in the London Museum. Okay. So we got to see all of that, learn about that. So it was a great day. Came back to the ship, had a nice seafood buffet for dinner, and then went to a great show. It was a guy that did marimba, and he had all kinds of marimba with the band here on the ship. So it was a great evening, had a great time. So join us again for another day where we'll have more of these blogs.